a couple of weeks ago, I made an analysis video about how I work and operate in the defense, and I analyze the way I play and I try to give feedback and to talk myself through the way I was thinking and why I did the things that I did. I also asked in that video that if you're interested in also getting your stuff reviewed and analyzed by me, you can send me your analyze clips in my club Discord. And we had a few people actually sending their videos in, and I did ask Dwarf Feats if I could analyze his video, and he'd love it if I would analyze his video. So without further ado, Dwarf Feats, I will be analyzing your video. We're gonna go through your gameplay that you sent. We're gonna go talk about things you did great, what you could improve on, and yeah, just an overall have a nice analyzation of the gameplay you send us. Let's get into it. So he plays the defensive role. He said that he's a massive fan, looks at my streams and my videos, and you know that he gets inspired by my gameplay and the way I play. So we have to keep that in mind as we analyze his gameplay. Now we can already see he has the fit, you know, literally the same fit that I wear. Same hair, clothing, pattern on the clothing. I do have to say immediately that I do like the kit colors here. The black and yellow go really good together. Alright, so we're on the pitch immediately here now. We're on the pitch. Alright, so you can already tell he's trying to sprint to the other side of the pitch here, which is all good because we have his teammate right here covering the wing. Right here though, you're a little bit questioning what you should do, where you're pushing the other player up the front, telling him, hey, this is my position, go up the front. So I guess if this is an open lobby and you're just playing on your own, I mean, this is fine. This is like, you know, body language to communicate that. It's all good. You know, a lot of space to the right here. You just support your teammates, all good. Some good passes here. Moist could have controlled it maybe. Now, right here, you could have positioned yourself a little bit better here to involve yourself more into the play. As you can see on the minimap, there isn't like there's not much threat going on. You got one of your teammates online with the second player. You could have moved up a little bit more on the field right here in this space and more support of the team in the attack. Now you eventually do walk up a little bit, right, to get the support in, but this is something that throughout the video we will see a lot. Let's move that back a bit. So this is a nice intercept, but what I immediately see is you're not utilizing your extra effort to get that extra edge on getting to the ball sooner. This is something that I overutilize a lot in my position, but it's key for me to get into that ball quick and you know, passing the ball, having just a little bit more room than you would have had if you did not use it. But there you intercept it, you give it to the teammate, he gets swarmed. Now the whole team is on that guy. You're just trying to, you know, get on the sausage first, and you did great there. So you got possession out of it. It was a good reflex to go for that loose ball. Now at this point, everything looks kind of fine. You got the guy on your right, so in your head, okay, I am close enough. But if the keeper would send it really long, we might be in trouble here. But let's see what happens. Nah, yeah. You're closing them down. Really nice there. Also using push ball there to control the ball. Now again, what we're seeing here is you're not using, there we go. You see, you're not using it again. And I'm saying this right now because this could improve your game immensely, because your positioning is on point, you are reading the play, you're anticipating and you're reacting on what's happening. And you're also using the push ball here. You see, there we go, you use the push ball to snatch it from 2. Now if 2 would have used push ball to control that ball, I think you would not have gotten the ball. But if you used your extra effort in this moment, you would have guaranteed intercepting the ball, moved in front of the second player, used push ball and pushed it down the line like you're doing here. Now for a moment you stop using push ball here. I recommend always using push ball to push up the field if you have the stamina to compensate for it, because you keep the momentum high, and it's a mental thing, right? Using the push ball actually gets you way more attention on the pitch, and you draw a lot of the enemy players towards you for some weird reason, giving your teammates more room to play in. And it also just helps you drill up the field faster as well. Now you do the lob pass here and you're kind of hesitant in moving back, so this needs to go quicker. You do this lob pass, you need to be drilling sprint back immediately. The lob pass, of course, we can talk about that like for hours, but you know, you did the thing, you did great, push up the field, you tried to, you know, feed your teammate. You gotta make sure you move back fast immediately so you can track back and support the team if the counterattack emerges from the enemy team. We're just hard marking the guy. You can see number 2 is being marked, 3 is being attacked. I mean, here you're trying to be in the best possible position to defend and attack at the same time. But in this scenario right here, you are kind of actually in a dangerous moment where you could concede a goal here. You have all 4 of your teammates in your vision. You got 2 of the enemy players on the left, so much space on the left. The enemies can abuse that, and you are letting number 7 just stroll up on the side when you're on full stamina as well. So if I could give you advice, in certain scenarios it's not the best option to position yourself for every outcome, but to position yourself for the best defensive outcome, which in this scenario obviously you need to go for the defensive outcome. There, this time you did use it. Luckily the ball got a little bit slowed down, but you did use your extra effort, and look what you could achieve by that. You just stopped this shot right here. Clean shot on goal, and you stopped it because of the extra effort. You were not even close to them, right? But look how much extra effort can give you in terms of closing down the gap. Stopped it there. Got the keeper coming out, that's good. You solved the issue there, but it could have gone way hairier. Yeah, again, you're positioning yourself really well here. There you go, receiving it. A little bit of a panicky push ball back, but it's all good. You're in control, that's all that matters. There we go. You stay calm, analyze the situation. That was a good pass. Now you're staying close to 2, but you could again involve yourself a little bit more into play. When the ball moves left here, you could kind of sprint towards the left side of the midfield here to just give Moist an extra option. You know, he doesn't have to pass to you, but just by presenting yourself, you're giving more options to your teammates, and actually, you know, giving more options allows maybe for more plays to happen. But you're just kind of staying a little bit too passive here, in my opinion. It's not, you're not doing anything wrong per se. It's just that I feel like every second that you're not participating in play is a second wasted. And you want to keep that seconds of not being involved in play at a minimum. 15 seconds max. You should always be involved into play. Oh, I mean, nothing happening here. Maybe you could have tracked to number 4 in this scenario because you have Chuchiga here, but of course you don't know what he's gonna do. So I understand his positioning. His positioning is fine. But maybe you could have supported the attacks on the left there because the player on the right here is marked by your teammate. I mean, marked is a big word, but he's being thought about. It's all good. You're very defensive right now. You just don't want to concede. I can tell your mindset. You just don't want to concede. You're playing it very safe right now. There we go. Number 2 needs to be tight marked. You're doing it again where you're letting number 2 just run past you, and the right side of the field right now is completely exposed. So the player that just ran past you and the teammate behind him over here on the minimap, they have again this space to play. This is just a mistake of maybe not a mistake. He was thinking about it. He was thinking about sending the ball here. There was a chance that you might have not gotten that. You got saved by your teammate there, stopping that shot from happening. You collected here, which is nice, with a decent pass in the space there. But Moist could have done that as well. But again, I'm not hating, I'm just saying like these are things that I know you know as well, but just analyzing them and looking back on your videos is a great way to improving as a player, right? This time you are covering the right side. You know that there's a threat here, you move towards it and you stand in the area of possible interceptions. You know, the players all around you here, and you get the intercept, you do the shigiri pass to yourself, and then probably did a misclick or something, but you're trying to get the ball back in possession. Risky pass though, to sending it back like that. I would not recommend doing that a whole lot often, because you can get countered very, very easily. In this scenario, I would suggest using push ball to chop the guy behind you and give yourself just 1 millisecond, just 1 second or 2 seconds of thinking time and looking at the pitch, because right now the only thing you see is your minimap and the blips. You don't know how well they are marked, which that's why this lob pass is kind of risky right now. But it ends, you know, quite well for now. But there you go again, a counter chance for the opponents here. This could have been prevented, and you're not, I mean, you can't involve in play here. But there you go, you concede. You concede from that moment. I didn't know you were gonna concede from this, but yeah, it was, I think, without being too hard on you, that could have been prevented by you. But that's why we analyze these videos, is because then we know how we can do better. Because you will find yourself in these situations again, because it's a 5v5 situation. The map isn't that big. You will find yourself in these situations often. So looking back at them, knowing what you could do better in these situations is how you improve. So now you're not taking up the defensive role. You're going more up the midfield and the attacking role, but you are dropping back now. We try to send it long. Alright, so let's talk about this right here. Right here, you should have already like maybe pressed wide stance, because wide stance does give you more control in the defense, and that's why you overshot this right here. That's why you overshot the tackle. You were not in real control in this moment. You were just thinking, I need to get the ball off this guy fast, which again, as a defender, you want to increase your chances as much as possible, and not going into wide stance, being composed and getting your aim on point and getting the bite just right. You got zoomed past. Now there's a whole lot of panicking going on here by both sides, but you ended up delaying the attack, which again is good, even though it was a whole lot of panic. You're trying to go into the attack here, but I see a whole hogging on location of 2 players. It's something that, of course, you're not playing with a team, so it's okay. But just to give some advice in a team, never hog up like this. Just don't do it. It's just not viable whatsoever. There's no reason for hogging up space like this. You're leaving up other positions exposed. There you go. You're going for a fight here in the corner. Let's see. That was a nice idea. Just sad that it ended up in the enemy. You know, I was gonna say hands, but feet. But that was a nice idea, because he was gonna pressure you there. Okay, the structure of the team is right now all over the place, but at this point right here, you have reset it back to the formation that you guys were doing kind of at the beginning of the game. So if I could give you advice with playing with randoms, try not to confuse them, because they are already as confused as it is. Random players, they don't know their own name, age, and just, you know, in general, don't know where they are. So so yeah, switching positions regularly will only confuse them more. But you can tell that the moment you take up that right back position, the team understands it again, you know. That was a nice pass from him. This time you are trying to support your team. You know, you're trying to present yourself here. Yeah, you see, yeah, there you go. And you see number 2 kind of becoming a threat. You're trying to close the gap. That's good, that's good. There you go. You see, number 2 was becoming a threat and he got possession there. That could have been prevented with a tight mark, but I understand you were trying to also be a passing opportunity for your team. So I do understand why you wouldn't necessarily time mark him in that moment. You're also really smart in not pressing 2 too much, because you see your teammate already putting pressure on 2, and you notice you have number 5 and you have another player behind you as well becoming a threat. So this positioning is, I think, quite decent. Here you make the mistake of stopping. You should start a wide stance and just keep movement on. But there you go, you analyze the situation well. But here you do make a mistake, even though you do nagi catch the ball here. I don't know what number 1 was doing, but he did not shoot here. He did not push ball here, he did not pass here, he did nothing here. That's the only reason why you got the possession here. You should always be spamming pass or push ball, especially in scenarios where the ball goes on the backboard. You know where it's gonna land. Right here, you see the lock on. You should be spamming push ball or headering, you know, headering it back up the field as fast as you can. Because good players, I mean, I guess he did go for the shot, weirdly enough. Good players will demand possession here. They will demand that ball. Nice catch though, nice read. You're showing that you can read it very well and you were positioning yourself quite decently. But again, never let it be up to chance. You need to increase your chances of getting that ball to as high of a percentage as possible. There you go, back past the keeper, compose, that's good. It's all good. Moving up the field here, you know, making a chance. Again, I feel personally you giving number 1 too much space here. You are moving left though, you're doing the right things, right? You even push ball that ball, you try to control it, that's nice, but again, you could have been way further ahead of this ball. You could have intercepted this ball somewhere over here already with a jump, with a push ball, right? If you would have tight marked this player, because look where he's running into space, you're just leaving him. And I feel like that's one of the dangerous things about defending is you can't let a threat become an issue. You can't let it become an issue. But here you intercept it, you know, the ball gets bounced off your teammate, so it's just randomly goosey-bloosey. Okay, here you are trying to intercept a shot. You did have a lot of threats behind you. You could have, again, utilized your double tap here. Utilize double effort. You see he's about to push the ball and afterwards of course go for a shot. You should have extra efforted straight towards number 3, close the gap, wide stance, tackle the guy. But you're a little bit hesitant, you're not using wide stance either. Wide stance is super overpowered to block shots. If you're not wide stancing, your character is not going to block the shot. Look, you're just letting it up to chance here. You should never let it up to chance. Wide stance, narrow, don't, like, make it as hard as you possibly can for the attacker. And increase your chances of intercepting it or blocking the shot. Again, in this position right here, again, you're just not really involving yourself in the defensive play. You got a player right there not being marked. You got your teammate marking the back guy. You should have double efforted to 5 right at this moment. Right this moment. And then when you see your teammate overlapping you, you should have then, again, switched to the other guy. Again, you got lucky here, but again, as analyzing the defense, a little bit, again, you're waiting it out. I understand, right? You're trying to be as defensive minded. You're scared. You don't want to concede. But you gotta lock this number 1 down. Like this guy, lock him down. Right there, look, everyone is on a guy. You look at number 1, he could have done something crazy here. He could have just received the ball from 5 in this position and scored. You need to be very active, especially in defense. You gotta breathe down these guys' necks. You can't give these guys chances like this. It's insane. You can't do it. Again, you got your team, you know, coming in clutch. You gotta stay vigilant. You gotta stay very aware of your opponents. Not giving him chances, because right now you are positioning yourself in the back here, and you're giving passing opportunities here. You know, that's very good. That's what I want from you. There you go. They panic. There you go. You have possession, and you have room and time to work with this here. You're waiting it out. A little bit of a panicky lob pass there, but it's all good. You recover. But right here, this is the moment where teams go to die, you know. It's just all panic. 3 players on the left side, the right side is as open as it can be, and of course the opposition team takes full utilization of this. But eventually you guys spread out and you again covering the side, really good. But not involved into play just yet. You could have again sprinted into space here. I understand you got 2 of the enemy players like up in your backyard, but trust me. I mean, yeah, he loses possession though. If he would have presented you earlier and he would have seen you and you would have received the ball there, these 2 players would drop back down, trust. A good action from Cage, but he tried to do it all on himself. Maybe, again, if you would have presented yourself to Cage in this position right here and not let him do everything by himself, even though he would probably do it all by himself, you know, you would have received the ball, maybe made a goal, you know, made a difference in this game. Would have been nice. Locking down number 2. This might have not been intentional. I don't recommend using slide tackle. Slide tackle is very situational and is only good in a select few situations. Gets you out of position real fast. And number 2, got the better hand there. It's a nice pass. Chuchi just doesn't control it, but that was a nice pass actually. Oh, recovered it. Again with a slide tackle, but I think it was necessary there. Now, I don't know why you are on Cage. I think you're just telling Cage to move up. That's a wall bounce. There again, you could have used push ball there to have a better control, because right now, look at that control. Look at that control. It's just like, you should, when this, right here, your brain should already be, I'm push balling this ball forward and I'm passing it to Chushiga immediately. You should push ball this forward into the space in front of you, right? Push ball in forward. Look forward. Look and immediately, like, you need to be fast, right? You need to be on it, right? And you would have seen your teammate from right past it. But because you're not using push ball enough in this situation, I'm not saying overuse it, but you kind of need to use it. You're getting in this awkward moment right here. You're locking it down though. Wide stance, tackle, there we go. And you keep your team in it. So good things need to be said as well. There we go. I was just about to say, you do the right thing here. You just about missed it though. There you go. Teammate coming in clutch as well. Keeper extending. You should have seen the keeper extending here. Push balled right past this guy and shot it onto goal. If I can give you one more tip that I haven't said yet, is give yourself space to do certain actions. That's a shoot cross, a shot, or a lob pass, or just a normal pass. Give yourself room to perform these actions, and creating room with push ball is actually really strong. Especially here, when you are first to the ball, right? You're first to the ball, push balling to the left, or I would preferably go right here because it's against the momentum of number 3. You would make so much room for yourself to do the next action. Push balling it into space gives you that extra second to think about the next step that you're gonna do. Because this one is just, I want to get this ball quickly to my teammate, right? Which isn't a bad thing to do, but you just didn't have the room to do it properly. But you're locking it down. Should have been a standing tackle there, but you're locking it down. Using your extra effort to tighten it, and there you go. You use your extra effort, you tighten the room. Opposition panics. And you're kind of getting possession here. Ooh, it's kind of iffy right now. It's getting panicky. Yeah, you can tell. Both teams are panicking right now. Oh my god, 2 huge misses. Not gonna lie, that could have been the game. That should have been the game. Oh my god, and now you're into space here. But again, they have the defense on lockdown, the opposition team. On lockdown. 2 men in defense there. Immediately as well. Oh my god, everyone running past the ball. Again, sliding tackle there. Should have done a standing tackle. I mean, I know I said it before, but you need, I mean, this is something you need to repeat and repeat in your head until you understand. Stop slide tackling. It's so bad. I mean, it's good. Slide tackle is good, but it's so situational. Good save from the keeper there. That was a clutch save, not gonna lie. Good pass and control from Cage. Is he gonna do it? He finishes it. Whew. I mean, it was, I mean, you had a good score, right? Like 22 interceptions. So, I mean, you were very active in the defense this game. But a lot of things where you could improve on, and that says a lot, right? Getting games like this and, you know, already, you know, getting the job done. But there were a lot of moments where it could have gone the other way. And these are the moments you need to analyze. So record your games, analyze them, look at these things that I talked about. And when you keep doing them, don't, you know, change it up. Understand why you're doing this. Like, why am I leaving this? Like, ask yourself the question, why am I doing this? Why am I letting number 3, you know, and just stroll about with this much space? Why? And if you can answer that question, why, I mean, then you have to answer, and was it the right decision? And if it's no, then you understand that, okay, I am doing the wrong things here, but I can improve. You already have a good baseline here, man. I appreciate you sending in the clip. I hope this was to help of you and to use to any one of the viewers. To just understand, to basically sum up the video, right, is tight mark when necessary, when you're on the back foot, tight mark. Don't give the opposition space to play in. Use extra effort to tighten the gap quick. React fast. Use push ball to control aerials or loose balls. Push them into space to give yourself more time to think about your next move. And most importantly, don't confuse your team when you're playing with randoms especially. And stay into that position that you like to be in. And super lastly, always be involved into play in attack and defense. If you're in attack, give your team passing opportunities, but not overextend too much, so that you cannot go back in the defense if your team loses possession. In defense, put your eggs all in the defense. Don't put yourself in a position for the best possible outcome, but sometimes it's best to put yourself into the best defensive outcome. That's all I got. Ballistic feet. I mean, I appreciate you sending it in. Hope it was helpful for anyone watching. Thank you for being here. It's Fluff out.